So, Tim Clancy, welcome to St Patrick's Athletic. You've been the manager now for the last couple of weeks. How does it feel to be at the club?
Delighted, Jamie. It's a huge opportunity for myself, and coming into the club after such a good season last year, it's a chance for myself to sort of develop it and bring it on a bit more.
How have your first couple of weeks been?
Bit manic, bit hectic. It's the worst stage of the season for every manager, and this year's been no different. But it's been enjoyable as well, getting to talk to a lot of the lads to get them signed up for next year, and speaking to new targets as well, and obviously sorting out Big John coming in at me as my assistant manager as well. So it's been good.
Yeah, they say the off season is probably as busy, if not busier, for a manager than in season with all that goes with trying to get the squad together and stuff.
Yeah, it is. That's the case with the off season, and it's difficult. You want to be doing the coaching, the managing, and the day-to-day stuff, and in the off season when you're running around, and there's a lot of decisions to be made in regards to players, and you got to be patient as well, and it's the day-to-day running of it that we enjoy the most, and we're looking forward now to getting back in full tilt in January. Yeah,
we mentioned that you've been in for a couple of weeks as well. You might just talk us through the conversations that you had with the club and with the owner and chairman with regards to coming in as manager, and how excited you are by the challenge of being a full-time manager for the first time, of course, after your very successful few years at Drogheda.
Yeah, I had 4 years at Drogheda, and again I took the job as a 33-year-old in my first job, and there was no real coaching experience before that, so it was a brilliant opportunity for myself, and having got the promotion that we knocked on the door a few years. We had a very good season last year in the Premier Division, and listen, when a club the size of St Pat's come along and ask you to be manager, it's a difficult decision to make to leave Drogheda, but it's certainly a massive opportunity for me here, and it's one that I'm really looking forward to.
How would you sum up your time as a manager so far at Drogheda? You mentioned you just finished playing with Bray, and you were named as a manager, and you had 4 very successful years, as you mentioned.
Yeah, it's a huge learning curve. I still see myself as a young manager. I'm only 4 years into it, and I'm hoping that this could be a career for another 20 or 30 years even. So I'm still a lot to learn, and last season you can see that as well. I have a lot of things to learn on, and this opportunity here with the staff that's already here, and bringing John in as well, it's going to bring me along, and it's something I'm looking forward to.
And you've had a year in the Premier as well last year. You know, such a strange season for many teams, with chasing Europe one week and looking over your shoulder the next week as well. So having done 3 years in the First Division, to have a full season under your belt as a Premier Division manager, what do you feel the main things were that maybe you learned with regards to working in the top league?
I think it was a crazy league last year. Obviously Shamrock Rovers and Pats were the two teams that sort of, I think they knew where they were going to finish throughout the whole season, was first and second. Sligo had a go as well, but I think at one stage, as you said there, it was, if we had beaten Sligo with 5 games left at Drogheda, I think we went 1 point behind them, I think so. And for a team to get relegated, having got 42 points in the league, it showed how mad the league was last year, and it's very, very tight, and I've no doubt it's going to be similar next year.
Yeah, 4 meetings with St Pat's last year as Drogheda manager. Of course, a number of those were behind closed doors as well, but we're sitting here in a quiet Richmond Park just a couple of days before Christmas, but this place was packed towards the end of last season. It will be again in February from the first home game against Sligo, which is the second match of the season. So as an ex-player and ex-manager of other teams, what was your Richmond experience like, and how much are you looking forward to now being on the home side?
Yeah, listen, I think the last day of the season for them in the cup final last year showed the following that they have, and a brilliant occasion it was in the Aviva. I was there myself with 2 of my kids, and it was a special sort of atmosphere in regards to both teams that were in the final. It was very big. Obviously Pat's got the win, and it's a huge way to end the season, and coming here, you know that the place is hollow sort of turf. It's lower than the street view, so it's a good atmosphere, and it's very close to the pitch as well. So I'm looking forward to managing here with the crowd behind you.
And the supporters have been so supportive over the last, since the club's existed over 90 years, but particularly in the last couple of seasons as well. You know, they've seen a team that work hard for them on the pitch and that has been, you know, relatively successful. So you'll be hopeful that they can continue that support and pack the place out across the year. Yeah,
that's it. I think every fan sort of appreciates players that will give everything on the pitch, and I think that's a bare minimum, to be honest with you. Professional footballers, that's your starting point, and then everything after that is what makes you successful. So that's certainly something that we'll be driving from the first day we're back into the end of the season, and we'll be adding to the success last year and trying to bring it on a bit more.
Yeah, you've been busy as well, you know, re-signing players and adding new players as well. The first 2 announced were Chris Forrester and captain in Birmingham back again as well. So 2 senior pros who know what it's like to win at this club and perform. So I know you were quite happy to get them done early.
Yeah, again, both of them have a history at the club and been here a long time. Burmo especially, and then Chris is in his second spell here. That he had a brilliant season last year, and it shows his ability in the final. When I think there's probably maybe in one hand you can count the players that are capable of scoring the goal that he scored in the final, and at the time he did it as well in extra time. It shows the quality that Chris has, and to get the two of them in and the experience they have will certainly help the rest of the squad, and we'll be adding to it and announcing more signings in the coming days.
Yeah, the three most recent ones too you've brought with you from Drogheda in Mark Doyle and Joe Redmond, and then Anto Breslin has joined from Bohemians. Mark, firstly, I think 6 seasons at Drogheda, First Division Player of the Year season before last, 13 goals last season in the Premier. What will he bring to Richmond?
I think when the fans see him on a weekly basis, he works tirelessly. His effort off the ball is very, very good. It's very high energy, and he gets goals as well. Mark, he's 50 odd goals for Drogheda in 140 odd games from left wing, so he'll bring a lot of goals. But that's not just all he brings. He brings high energy and the amount of regains that he gets as well. And the opposition half is huge, and that's what he brings. He just brings sort of experience as well for a kid that's only 23, just turned 23. He's nearly 150 games under his belt, and 50 goals as well is a great return. So he'll bring that here. Yeah,
Joe Redmond as well, 21, had very successful time in the UK, captain Birmingham under 23s, and came home initially on loan to Cork, and then played with you guys at Drogheda for 6 months towards the end of last season. Again, a young, hungry player who's got great ability and will add a lot to the defensive options.
Yeah, Joe came in, he hadn't trained, I don't think, in about 6-7 weeks before he joined Drogheda, and he was in for a few days, and then we threw him in against Shamrock Rovers, and he grew as the season went on, and very, very mature player, the way he plays for his age, and again, he's a centre half that can go and head it and kick it, but he's not bad with the ball at his feet as well. And again, with a good pre-season under his belt, he's going to be a strong addition as well this season.
And Anto as well, just in the club today for the first time, come back from his break, and he signed, and another exciting one who's got great experience from his time at Wolves, Longford, and his couple of years at Bows as well.
Yeah, I knew Anto from being up against him in the first division with Drogheda and Longford, and he showed the quality that he had, and to get away to Wolves as a kid, it showed that he had potential. And since he's come back, he had an excellent season with Longford, and then he's had 2 good seasons at Bows, so it's another one as well that, along with Burmo's experience, you've got the other side where Anto's 24 now, and it's going to be a really good spell of him for the club. I think he signed a 3-year deal, I think, so it's one that he's going to develop and improve, and he's back into full-time football, something that he wanted. Yeah,
and I know you're working hard on others, but a couple of lads under contract as well, including Jamie Lennon, who was one of the stars of the cup final. He'll be here later on tonight with Chris Forrester on the trophy too. Played his 100th league game for the club in the last league match against Waterford, and I know he's someone who you admire, and even though he's not a new signing because he's under contract, he's one I'm sure will be an important one as well.
Yeah, hugely important. Obviously Jamie was in the 21s for the last campaign, and it shows the level of player that he is when you're getting involved in international teams at that stage of your career, and he was very good in the final as well. He nearly scored as well at one stage. The keeper made a great save, but yeah, it's going to be a big season for him next year as well, and we're hoping now that he can sort of build on the cup final performance and be a huge part of it next year again.
You've had a record yourself of working with young players and giving young players a chance in the team, which you did at Drogheda, and we've got a number of those at the club. A couple who maybe made a breakthrough last year in Dara Burns and Ben McCormick, and then you've Cian Corbally made his debut, Josh Keeley, Adam Murphy, who was injured for a little bit, and a couple of other lads, the likes of Kyle and Keane, out on loan, and there's loads more players in it. It's a really top academy, so I'm sure you're excited to work with the quality of young lads that are coming through the club, whether they be someone like Daz, who's played a lot of games, or some of the younger ones who want to be the next one to be given a chance.
Yeah, there's a lot of good young players.
James the Banco, I should have mentioned.
James as well, yeah, he came on in the final obviously, and even showing the sort of maturity to step up instead of going with the runner in the final when a lot of players more experienced mightn't have made that decision. So yeah, Ben, Dara, the lads who've broke into the first team played a big part this year, but there's also the opportunity for the other lads now to kick on. It's something that I personally as a manager want to do, is develop and bring young players into the team when they're ready, and it's something that John is big on as well. He's developed with the Hearts under 20s, he was in with the first team, and he was doing the same when he was over in Finland as well. He was a 23s manager but also assistant in the first team, and it's something that we're going to be big on, is developing the young lads and giving them an opportunity.
Yeah, we'll keep supporters up to date with all the latest signings and all the social media and also the website, which is stpatsfc.com. Tim, lastly, fixtures were out this week. It's always very exciting. What did you make of the draw? Well, not the draw, but the fixtures. We've got Shamrock Rovers in the President's Cup, and then we have obviously the big game away to Shells. We also play Bows and Rovers in two of the first 4 matches, and Liam Buckley Sligo back here in our first home game too. So some tasty matches to come in February.
Yeah, listen, it's always interesting when the fixture list comes out. You look and listen. You have to play everyone 4 times home and away, so it is what it is. Certainly the first game being drawn away to Shelburne is going to have a big crowd there. You expect with Shells getting back up, and I think the appointment of Damien Duff is massive for the league. So there'll be a lot of media interest in that. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one for us, but it's certainly one that we'll be going into and trying to win.
Best of luck. We'll chat to you soon.
Cheers, Jay. Thanks.